sweat, so suck a punk cop. Move like a king when I roll hop. You try to flex, bang, another nigga drop. You gotta deal with this, cause in the way out. Why? Cash money ain't never gonna play out. I got nothing to lose, much to gain. In my brain, I got a capitalist migraine. I gotta get paid tonight. You motherfucking right, taking my grip. Check my bitch, keep my game tight. So many hoes on my jock, think I'm a movie star. 19, I got a $50,000 car. Go to school, I ain't going for it. Kiss my ass, bust the cap on the Moet. Cause I don't wanna hear that crap. I'd rather be a New Jack hustler.
Hustler. Hustler. Welcome back once again to Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff. And that was Ice-T's New Jack Hustler from the movie New Jack City. I would have played Midnite for you, but apparently that's not allowed on YouTube. And I was too lazy to go and find my own copy of it or bring it up on iTunes because I'm a lazy human being. But that is Ice-T's New Jack Hustler. Word, I pulled the trigger long. Welcome back once again to Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff, the midnight time for a homicide edition of the Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff show. One of my favorite shows, actually, because I do it, as you see, late at night, right around midnight. My girlfriend is asleep in the bedroom right now. We had a long day. It was a great day. It was a nice day, actually. We had a very nice day. We're having a little bit of an Indian summer here, October 4th, that being a Saturday, here in Los Angeles. Nice day all around. It was like 91 degrees out there today. I was like, holy shit. I was like, cool. And the day before, we checked the pool downstairs, checked the temperature. Some maniac set it up to 94 degrees. So we brought that down to a reasonable 85 today. And we did some swimming, did a little sunbathing, and, just hung out. And we had a very chill kind of day. It was nice. We probably spent a little too much time out in the sun, you know what I'm talking about here? Where it's just, we probably should have used some sunblock. I'm going to be a little sunburned, maybe a little dehydrated. Do I sound nasally to you? I feel a little nasally. That's a problem with these shows. When I do them late at night like this, I've been drinking, yeah, and it's late in the day, so it's like I really don't give a fucking shit. And a big shout out to my pal Thinkerbell. Thinkerbell's my biggest fan, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, everybody, talks about how they listen to the show and they make comments, but she writes to me on a regular basis on Spreaker.com. So she's the biggest fan there is. I sometimes I feel bad thinking that maybe she's listening to other talk show hosts, on Spreaker.com. But for right now, I'm just happy that she's listening to me anyway. Oh my God, what is going on? You know what? Why don't we do celebrity birthdays while I collect myself? Apparently, I'm a little jumbled over here. Let's see. If your birthday is October 5th, which is still today here in Los Angeles, Saturday, October 5th, then you share a birthday with Kate Winslet. She is now 38 years old. You may remember her from Titanic. And most likely nothing else. Jesse Eisenberg is 30. He played, I think, was it Mark Zuckerman in the Facebook movie, I think. NHL great Mario Lemieux is 48 years old. Brian Johnson is 66 years old. You're thinking to yourself, who the fuck is Brian Johnson and why should I care? Well, you should care because he rocked you all night long. AC/DC, lead singer AC/DC, dude. NBA great Grant Hill is 41 years old. Guy Pearce is 46. Remember him from Memento. Roy Kroc is dead, but it is his birthday, though. You think to yourself, okay, who the hell is Roy Kroc? Well, you may know him because you probably have eaten his food at some point or another. He was founder CEO of McDonald's. Today's his birthday. That's right. The obesity epidemic is all his fault. Daniel Baldwin of the Baldwin brothers, like Billy, is 53 years old. I think the biggest thing he ever did was Vampires. If you guys, any of you saw that at all, with James Woods, which was actually a really good movie. Steve Miller of the Steve Miller Band is 70, and Clive Barker, horror man extraordinaire, is 61 years old. Now, I'm also going to include tomorrow's birthdays, that being Sunday, October 26th. Why? Because I probably not. There's a good chance I'm not doing a show tomorrow. So in case I don't, let's get through this. Singer-songwriter Matthew Sweet is 48. Elizabeth Shue is 49. She's currently, I think, on CSI Las Vegas. Ellen Travolta is 72. Yes, a relation to John Travolta. You would if you're about my age, you would probably know her best from Happy Days as Scott Baio's mother. Scott Baio playing Chachi, cousin of Arthur Fonzarelli, also known as the Fonz. She played Louisa on Happy Days. Scott Baio's mother, also known as Chachi. Very unusual name in any language, I think. Chachi. And Ian Grafford is 39 years old, also from Titanic. And I know you are like beating up your brain right now, thinking to yourself, who the fuck is Ian Grafford? He was in Titanic. I saw Titanic. I wouldn't recognize him from a hole in the ground. I couldn't tell him from Adam. I mean, who the hell is Ian Grafford? Well, if you saw the Fantastic Four movies, then you'd know him as Mr. Fantastic, the stretchy guy. You remember him? Okay, see, that you remember. That one you know, right? I don't care how good his role or his acting was in Titanic. We know him as Mr. fucking Fantastic, all right? Oh, my God. So yesterday I gave you guys a little bit of a tease in the last show. Was it yesterday? Was it the day before? I don't remember. We were talking about fat people for like the last 30 seconds of the show. I teased it a little bit. I teased it. The reason I bring this up is because my friend Penny Cantu, who is as smart as a whip and as entertaining and as charming as any woman you're ever going to meet, on Facebook anyway. I've never met her in real life, but from what I can tell about her through Facebook, she's a doll. She is smart, and she knows more about politics than you do, most likely. In any case, we don't always agree, she and I, but we've talked at length through email, Facebook, and on this show about the fact that sometimes people make fun of fat people. I will be the first one to tell you I don't have a problem with this. I make fun of fat people all the time. But when I do it, I make sure fat people can't hear me. And I think that's important. I think that's a biggie right there. Because, okay, as a stand-up comic, which I was for almost 20 years, and as a talk show host, which I've been for the last 2 years, not like I've got this, Geraldo Rivera type following or anything, but as a talk show host, I like to think that everything is fair game. Everything is fodder for the machine that is Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff. I mean, shit, yesterday I was raging against Buddha, for God's sake. So it's pardon the pun. And I've been known to make fun of fat people. I know plenty of fat people. I am slowly but surely, most likely, becoming one. And I am related to loads of fat people. I mean, you go to Joe the Shirt's family reunion, and you're going to see a lot of fucking fat Puerto Ricans. Okay, I'm talking tons of big fat motherfuckers and bitches. I'm talking family, my blood. Fat motherfuckers, okay? What I find always most amusing when I get together with my family is having my fat ass relatives that like outweigh me by like 2 to 3 times as much as my current weight bitching at me that, how did you get so fat? I'm like, I'm within normal parameters for a man my age, height, build. I'm thinner than you, and you're a woman and 6 inches shorter. But you're calling me fat. That's what my family's like. No, my all-time favorite aunt, my Aunt Teresa, was a fat woman. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for anybody. She was fat. She was one big fat fucking bitch. She was. I loved her dearly, still do. I miss her dearly. She died because she was fat. You know, she was 30 years old. She weighed like 300 pounds. And she was the kindest, gentlest soul you ever met in your life. She had a sense of humor. She had a kindness to her that I've yet to meet again in this life as an adult. As a child, that's when I knew her. You know, I mean, just the sweetest thing on the planet. And she's the mother of my cousin Maria. And Maria also a larger woman. I'm not going to say that she's fat because, you know, she's still alive and she'll kick my ass. But but she is a big woman, you know. And also a very loving, sweet human being, you know, mother, grandmother now. Then again, when you're Puerto Rican, being a grandmother can happen at, I don't know, 16. But apparently my friend Penny was ridiculed recently for being fat by apparently a pizza delivery guy or something along those lines. And that's unfortunate. You know, I have no problems with making fun of fat people or anybody, honestly, you know, when they can't hear you, when they don't know it's them specifically you're talking about, okay? I'm happy to talk about anybody, you know, but I draw the line at being insulting to somebody to their face, specifically towards them. You know, I make fun of fat people as a generality. I make fun of Puerto Ricans, my own people, as a generality. I make fun of white people, black people, Mexicans, gays, lesbians, but in generalities, okay? I don't like go around pointing out specific people on the street and make fun of them to their face, which is apparently what was happening to my friend Penny, and that is unacceptable. You know what? We're all entitled to our opinions. We're all entitled to believe whatever we want to believe and make fun of whoever we want to make fun of. But when you make fun of somebody and they can hear you, well, then you better be ready for the repercussions of your actions. Okay? It's not cool. You know what? I make fun of special needs kids. You know, retards, little retards. I fucking make fun of them. Fuck them. You know what? I make fun of deaf people. Fuck them. They can't hear me. What are they going to know that I said? I'll make fun of the blind. No problem. Easy. But I don't make fun of any specific blind or deaf person or fat person or black person or Mexican or lesbian. I don't do that because that is very, very hurtful. You know, I think it's wrong. You know, between me and my friends, you know, pretty much it's all out war when we get together. You know, when we're together, we're hanging out, we're like telling jokes and giving off jibes and jibs and cutting on one another, you know, doing your mama jokes, you know. We'll do that, you know, but there's a limit that I've expressed to all of my friends. You don't make fun of my girlfriend, okay? I don't make fun of your girlfriend or your wife. I don't make fun of your kids. If I had a kid, you don't make fun of my kid. That's where I draw the line. You know, directly. If you want to make fun of me when I can't hear you, fuck it, go ahead. You know, I don't care. Go nuts. But, you know, when you're in my presence, we're talking about, we're like having a good time, you know, then you still have to know the line. And for me, I mean, the line came, God, it was about, almost like 4 years ago now. I used to work with a guy named Joe Cook. who's a wonderful guy. I love the guy immensely. He's who is amazingly enough, Joe Cook is a cook. Actually, he's a chef. But one day he made a joke at work. You know, I worked as a bartender. He was the sous chef there, and he made a joke about my girlfriend that crossed the line. And to this day, I was so angry at what he said. I don't remember what he said, but I stopped him in his tracks and I said, Joe, right, that's the line right there. You don't do that, okay? We don't play that way. Girlfriends, wives, kids, we don't play that game. You know, especially because he had met my girlfriend. And my guess, if I was going to guess, is he made a comment about my girlfriend's weight. My girlfriend, like myself, is in her 40s, and we're both older and heavier, you know. And yeah, you want to make jokes about my girlfriend when I'm not around? Go ahead. People I know are going to do it anyway. But you want to make jokes about me when I'm not around? Go ahead. Make fun of me for being short, bald, having a big nose, getting a gut, drinking too much. Go ahead. But when you make those jokes in front of me, you better be ready to hear some shit from me. Okay? And I think that in my friend Penny's case, you know, you make fun of Penny in Penny's presence, you better be ready to hear shit from Penny. And you make fun of my friend Penny in front of me, be ready to hear shit from me. And God forbid you make fun of Penny in front of Penny's husband, because that man will stomp you to death. So, you know, just keep that in mind. You know, you want to make fun of people? Go ahead. I don't care. But when very specific people hear you making fun of them, you have to be ready for the consequences of your actions. I know, that got a little heavy right there, didn't it? And it's actually a little overtime for a break. And let's take you out now with a little more ice motherfucking tea.
H-U-S-T-L-E-R hustler. Yo, man, you know what I'm saying? You got it going on, my man. I like how it's going down. You got the fly floor, the girls, the jewels. Look at that ring right there. I know it's real. It's gotta be real. Man, you the flyest nigga I've seen in my life. Yo, man, I just wanna roll with you, man. How can I be damn? What's up? You say you wanna be down, east back. A motherfucker get beat down out my face. Fool, I'm the illest, bulletproof. I die harder than Bruce Willis. Got my crew in effect. I bought a new Jag. So much cash, gotta keep it in hefty bags. All I think about is P's and G's. Imagine that, me working in Mickey D's. That's a joke, cause I'm never gonna be broke. When I die, I'll be bullets and gun smoke. You don't like my lifestyle? Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm rolling with the new Jack crew.
H-U-S-T-L-E-R hustler. Knee jack, knee jack, knee jack, knee jack. Knee jack, knee jack, knee jack, knee jack. Hustler. Big shout out to Ice-T, my all-time favorite rapper. You know what, when it comes to rap music, hardcore gangster rap that, you know, I grew up with, nobody holds a candle to Ice motherfucking T. All right. If you're among the younger generation out there and you've been listening to a lot of more modern rap, you're listening to Kanye or Chris Brown or whatever the fuck, you want to get into some hardcore gangster rap that's got rhythm, it's got melody, it's got lyrics, it's got a story behind it. Ice motherfucking T is the only way to go. Actually, no, he's not the only way to go. You want to go, you know what, the two Ices, Ice-T, okay, and not Vanilla Ice, obviously. Don't ever compare Ice-T to Vanilla Ice. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Before you know it, Ice-T will be stomping your ass. Ice Cube is who I'm thinking about. Ice Cube, another one of my absolute favorite old-style gangster rappers. Max, matter of fact, you know what? While we're talking here, I'm going to see if I can find one of his old tracks here. Hold on. I mean, Ice Cube is another one. He's just fantastic. You know, you can't Can't go wrong with Ice Cube when you're going with the old style gangster rap. You know, it's right up there. Let's see what can I find. Oh, okay, I found a good one. I'll see if I can get it playing. If not, you know, you just have to listen to me more. That's all. Talking about making fun of people, which, like I said, I believe everybody is fair game. Everybody is fodder for the machine that is entertainment, okay? I don't care if you're a celebrity or a person on the street, but I do care when, you know, it actually personally affects you, when you hear about it directly, okay? I've made fun of thousands of people, I'm guessing by now. Not publicly, but, you know, but maybe to a couple of friends, maybe here on the radio. But I tend to avoid going after somebody directly, okay? Unless they piss me off. See, that's a different story. I'm right there with Penny and her husband or anybody else. You know, it's like if you start with me, then I am definitely coming after you, you know? That's always been a big thing for me. It's like I will leave you alone if you leave me alone. You know, if you want to make fun of me while I'm not around, where I'm out of earshot, then fine, go ahead. I don't give a shit. But if you're like stepping up to me, then you better be ready, because you know Joe the Shirt is gonna fucking bring it. All right, I got your mama jokes. Love your mama jokes. I grew up with your mama jokes, which are based on the Dozens, which is based on a sad era in American history. It's based on slavery, wherein slavery used to be a big part of this country. That's a fact. And slaves were valuable commodities. But white people back then recognized that some black people were better looking than others. And thus, attractive slaves were worth more. Ugly-ass slaves were worth less. Not as human beings, not to me and you, okay? Not to you and I, not to you and me. As human beings, we're all equal. But when you happen to be a, 18th century asshole in United States South, well, then, we're not even the United States yet. You're an asshole, and you can make those judgment calls as to human worth. And the Dozens comes from slaves that were so physically unattractive, so ugly, that you could literally buy them by the dozen, which is a horrible thing. I can still see the funny in it, though. A lot of people won't, but I do, And I would never really actually treat other human beings like that, but I can see the humor in it. I can see the humor in just about anything, okay? I laugh at just about everything every fucking day of my life. I very rarely smile. To get me to smile, you really have to entertain me. You really have to hit something in me that really, touches me. But I laugh at everything because I think everything is funny on some level or another. Unless, like I said before, it's personal. And then that's a different story. But yeah, the Dozens, man. Let's see. What are some example of playing the Dozens? We used to do this in the Bronx, New York, where I grew up all the time. Let's see. Your mama's so dumb. No, your mama's so poor she can't pay attention. It's an old one. The other day I saw your mama kicking a can down the street. I asked her what she was doing. She said, moving. Your mama's so country she got into an elevator and thought it was a mobile home. Your mama's so country. They told her it was chilly outside. Bitch brought a bowl. Your mama got 2 feet for titties. Bitch fell down. Still kept running. Your mama got a wooden leg with a kickstand. Your mama's so dirty. Bitch take a bath, makes her own gravy. Your mama's so fat she sat on a quarter, made George Washington cry. That kind of shit, That's what we did. And it was fun. It was goofy. And much like a lot of things we didn't think about until we were older because we weren't told until we were older, you know. People have to go off and fuck up being young. They have to fuck up being innocent and young and making fun of stuff because we thought it was fucking funny. Because kids essentially think everything is funny. You know, a kid is probably one of the most honest human beings you're ever going to meet because they don't have those adult filters in their brains yet, you know? They don't have those things in there that tell them, I probably shouldn't say this. And that's the part of me that I've been trying to hold on to all my life. Actually, that's the part of me that I can't get rid of. I can't filter my head out enough to deal with normal human beings on a regular basis. You know, my girlfriend who loves me and cares for me and finds me relatively amusing, even she will some days just look at me and go, who the fuck are you? How did you come up with that? What's wrong with you? You know, but she loves me. She accepts me for the most part. You know, and I adore her. She's the sweetest can be, you know. It's tough to find somebody that gets you, and she really does. She gets me. You know, she's one of those people, one of those very few people in my life who will forgive just about any trespass that I can come up with, and I come up with loads. Not on purpose. I don't try to be offensive in my day-to-day life. I really don't. You know, I try to save that for the show, for when I write, for when I'm, just hanging out with my friends. But in my regular everyday life, you know, I go to work, or I'm on the bus, or I'm out in public. I'm talking to people. You know, I'm dealing. You know, I have, to deal with the delivery guy. You know, I try to not be offensive, but it's really hard for me because what you think is offensive, I just think is fucking funny. You know, so it's a tough line that I have to walk pretty much every day of my life. Like, here's one for you. Here's a story for you from Orange County here in California. The OC city is looking to scrap their law aimed at sex offenders. Now, what is that law? Well, there's a requirement for sex offenders to post signs turning away trick-or-treaters from their homes on Halloween. Basically what it is you are a sex offender. You have to register as a sex offender in any city you're in here in the U.S. But what they're saying is, if you're a sex offender, not only do you have to put up a sign that says, no candy, please go away, but as a sex offender, you're not allowed to even decorate your house for Halloween. You know, you are not allowed to put up skeletons or bats. You're not allowed to put out jack-o'-lanterns. You're not allowed to light anything up, because that is seen as an attraction to children to want to go to your house. So they're telling sex offenders that you can't put up you can't put up trick-or-treat signs. You can't put up decorations for Halloween, and you have to put up a sign that says, please go away, sex offender in here. Basically is what they're doing. And they are doing away with that law. Why? Now the sign has to be 12 by 24 inches, no smaller. So that's a pretty nice size sign, which is supposed to read, no candy or treats at this residence. Now, if the sex offenders do not put this sign up, the violators will face a $1,000 fine or up to a year in jail. All right? Which you'd think would be pretty innocuous. You know, it's like, because lots of people don't open up their doors to trick-or-treaters all the time. It happens. And when I was a kid and I was trick-or-treating and people didn't have fucking candy for me, those houses got a lot of eggs and toilet paper. All right? And definitely a lot of fuck yous and maybe a burning bag of duty. But it's unfair to the sex offenders. And I know you're all thinking, who gives a fuck about sex offenders? Well, we'll get to that. But it's unfair to sex offenders because that they're already required to register as sex offenders with the police. They have to, as soon as they move anywhere, they have to go to the local police and say, hey, I'm a sex offender. I'm registering, just letting you know I live here now. They have to do that. And it's time for a break. My God, I know. These shows always go by so quickly. So let's see if I can get some music up for you guys. This one by Ice Cube. Probably my second favorite rapper of all time. Let's see if this works. Hold on now. Let's see if this works. We're going for it. Come on.
Now you can give up gas without giving up performance. Introducing the all-new...
That's not what I wanted to hear. Oh, here we go. Let's see if this works. Ice Cube. It was a good day. Shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em. Watch me break 'em. 7, back door, little Joe. Ice motherfucking Cube. Oh my God, some old style gangster shit. This shit from the fucking 90s, man. The 90s. That's like 2 decades ago now, motherfuckers. Okay, so we're talking about sex offenders. Not anybody's favorite topic, I understand. But when you force sex offenders to identify themselves publicly as sex offenders, you are making them victims. Because as soon as anybody finds out that there's a sex offender in their neighborhood, a registered sex offender, convicted sex offender, possibly even a child molester, they become a target. And that's basically inviting violence to come and visit these human beings. Now, I'm right there with you, okay? Typically speaking, I could give a flying fuck less, okay? You're a rapist. You molested children. Go fuck yourself. You know, you get what you deserve. You deserve what you get. But there are exceptions to the rules. I know you're thinking, it's like, what possible exception could there be, Joe? I just couldn't imagine a sex offender, being entitled to human rights. Well, here, think of it this way. There are literally, and I do mean this literally, cases wherein guys are registered as sex offenders because they were 18 years old, just turned 18. I'm talking like the day before they turned 18. Day before they were 17. Next day they're 18 and having sex with their 17-year-old girlfriend, which they were having sex with last week just fine. 2 days ago they were having sex with them just fine. But because they had sex with their 17-year-old girlfriend when they were already 18, they get to go to jail as a child molester, sex offender. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right. You know, I think that I find it amazing that, you know, that these laws exist and that people try to enforce them so stringently. You know, I am not saying we should have sex with underage children. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we should have sex with underage adults. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. Joe the Shirt does not advocate child molesting. Just letting you all know. But I think if a boy is 18 years old a day ago, you know, the day before he was 17, and he's been having sex with his girlfriend that was 17 years old, and he's probably going to be 18 in about a week or so, he probably shouldn't be convicted as a sex offender. You know, that's what I'm saying here. You know, now here's something that a lot of you may not know. You do not have to be an adult to be a sex offender. Okay? You do not need to be an adult to commit rape. Okay? Statutory rape can be committed by anybody, including people who are minors. Now, typically speaking, nobody goes around enforcing these laws because nobody wants to go around arresting children, which is who we're talking about, kids, teenagers, really. Okay, the 16-year-old kid, 16-year-old boy having sex with his 17-year-old girlfriend, he is officially having sex with a minor. Okay? He's breaking the law. Even though he's younger than she is, and he's breaking the law. He's having sex with a minor. Sex with a minor, regardless of your age, is against the law. Okay? She is 17 years old, female, and she's having sex with a 16-year-old boy. She is a sex offender. She is breaking the law. Okay? But typically speaking, nobody's like enforcing these laws, okay? The sad truth in this country is that, you know, because you're born with a penis, you have sex with a girl, you're a criminal, regardless of your age or her age. All right? At any point, she can cry rape. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that for the vast majority of the time, women do not cry rape when rape has not happened. It is a very, very serious accusation, very, very serious crime, and not something that I condone in any way. I still make fun of it, but I do not condone it in any way. And if you commit this crime, then you deserve to go to prison and be raped. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm also saying is that if you happen to be 16 years old and your girlfriend is 16 years old, or she's 15, or she's 17, and you guys are fucking, well then, so? You know, I don't see that as a crime. Legally speaking, it is a crime, okay? But if anybody's going to be arrested in this situation, it's going to be the male. Even though the male could be younger. You know, he is breaking the law. He is having sex with an underage female. The fact that he's underage as well, nobody cares about because he's got a dick. And that's what it comes down to in this country. You have a dick, then you are the guiltier party. Very few women get arrested, convicted for rape. Everybody always says, you know, it's like a woman can't rape a man, you know. But legally speaking, yes, she can. You know, just the fact that a man has an erection does not mean that he can give consent. Legally speaking, a 16-year-old boy, let's go younger, a 14-year-old boy cannot give consent to have sex. He is not legally allowed to give consent. All right? But you have a 30-year-old woman having sex with a 14-year-old boy, everybody thinks, well, good for him. And, so do I. Lucky guy. Kid, way to go, kid. But if you're a 30-year-old guy having sex with a 14-year-old girl, you're a criminal. This country is very unfair when it comes to what is right and wrong when it comes to sexuality. You're a woman, you get to rape children legally. Statutory rape is perfectly legal if you're a woman. I mean, yes, we've heard all these cases in the news about, teachers having sex with their students, female teachers having sex with male students, and they go to prison. These are the exceptions to the rule. More often than not, it's like priests in Catholic churches. It's like, okay, we found out you were doing this. We're going to move you to a different church. We found out you were doing this. We're going to move you to a different school district. That's what basically happens. When it comes to a female having sex with a male student. When it's a male teacher having sex with a female student, regardless of the age, you're going to jail, dude. And I'll be the first one to admit to you that I do believe that a young woman in her teens can make a practical, pragmatic decision about whether or not she wants to have sex. And I think that women can make these decisions at a younger age than men, because the old saying is, that women mature faster than men do. Girls mature faster than boys. That is the old adage. Yet for whatever reason, we believe that girls need protection when it comes to sex, but boys, not so much. And I think that it's harmful to boys. It injures them in a lot of ways, not just in legal repercussions, but also in personal growth. We all know that when you hear about a father having sex with his daughter, that's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. He should go to prison. He should go to jail. He should get fucked on a regular basis by some gigantic guy named Rollo who's has a third leg that's called his cock. Yeah, absolutely. But we don't think about that when it comes to, say, a mother having sex with her son, which is pretty rare. I'll be the first one to tell you that. It is a rare thing. But when it does happen, this vast majority of boys who have sex with their mothers become homosexuals or turn out to be homosexuals. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being a homosexual. Please don't write any hate emails to me. There's nothing wrong with being gay. One of my best friends is gay. Lots of my friends are gay. Love the gays. If I could suck cock, I would. But what I'm saying, though, is that it affects them psychologically to the point where most of them just happen to be gay. I don't think that that's coincidence. I think that they are psychologically scarred. They're scared away from having sex with women because of having sex with their own mothers, to the point where the only option they have in their brains is to have sex with men. And there's nothing wrong with having sex with men if you're a man. But I think there's something wrong if you came to that conclusion because you were raped by your mother. You were molested by your mother. I think there's a problem there. Hey, who wants to talk about the minimum wage? For those of you who live here in California, Governor Brown has put it forward so that by the year 2016, the minimum wage will go from $8 an hour to $10 an hour. Which means that by the year 2016, making $10 an hour will be about the same as making $8 an hour. Yeah, way to go, Brown. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. I got some TV to watch or something, I'm sure. Excuse me, my. I'm going to take you out with a little more Ice Cube. And today, it was a good day. Let's see.
Up the cash flow. Then we play those, and I'm yelling domino. Plus nobody I know got killed in South Central LA. Today was a good day.
They could play the Supersonics and kill the Pooh Nanny. Deep, so deep, deep, sleep. Ice Cube, the Top Gun.